What you are going to see now, a lot of tables which we did with Professor Robert Aralik from Glazerson Center University in New York. Very significant ones, highly statistics. So let us see now, table after table, very important teachings in this table, clearly showing what and how you can solve this terrible problem of the terror which kills almost every day in Israel, other places. So let us start with this one, because all those tables that we did with Professor Alik will go on the same line. Very highly statistic, if you remember I said it is 1 to 100,000, having minimal and best meetings and all these conditions for a good Bible code. So here you have, it is taken for YouTube, so it's not so clear, but this is En Pitaron, no solution to the terror. Why? Because the roots of the terror is Islam. They believe that Israel belongs to them. They believe that all the time that Israel exists, the Messiah Mahdi cannot come. So this is why they are doing everything to eradicate, to destroy Israel. The atom bomb almost ready. So here you have minimal in the Torah, the word Islam. You can see every 2 letters. Mem is a letter with sharing with Amalek. Amalek is a cruel nation, want to lick the Jewish blood like a dog, which are the Iran, which comes parallel also. You have Iran here. Iran parallel to no solution, which also is important, and telling us that this is the root and the source of the terror in Israel, in the whole world, because they want to rule over the world. So therefore, definitely is no solution unless we believe in the Torah and we know exactly that Israel belongs to Israel, and the land of Israel belongs to Israel, and they are the chosen nation, and this is what the Torah says. So you have here, as we said, Islam. Then you have those agents of Iran in Israel who are doing all the troubles. This is Hamas, you can see in purple, Hamas and Fatah. By the way, this is also one of the best meetings in the Torah of Hamas and Pesach. And Fatah, which also brings the table very, very significant. Then, what is the solution? By the way, we have also the heavenly minister of Amalek. This is all the tables there. I'll come back to this table. And we see the appearance, unbelievable appearance of the heavenly minister of Esav, the Samael, Ira Samael, unbelievable. So, after seeing this table, let us try to go into those tables that we did. And the solution is Torah, only keeping the Torah, which is fire, and amazing, the best meeting of Torah, fire, with the Messiah, but only keeping the Torah. Jewish people to keep a lot of commandments. Gentile 7. So this is the only solution, to have Messiah, to bring peace to the world, and to get rid from all these evil forces of the terror, as we said, Iran, Fatah, Amalek. So today are cruel, they are killing, murdering. So let us now, after seeing, this is really the basis, because on the other tables we are going to see very high statistics of the word Samael, Hamas, Fatah, anything which to do with this terror, the problems which we have today. So let us see now, table after table. And really, as I said, all of them were analyzed by Professor Aralik from Glazerson Center University in New York, and based before was the international chairman of the pattern recognition, image processing, science, very known. So this is a table which we did together. You can see Professor Glazerson. And in it you have really the source of those troubles, who are those Ishmael, yeah, the Arabs, the Islam, as we saw before, very much against Israel, the Arabs in Israel also, the Arabs in Israel also terrorists fought against Jews. You know the story that we have not long ago, that in Israel, Arabs murdered, killed Jews. Then we have here definitely the known expression in the Torah about Ishmael Peri Adam, white men. Who are those now? The people working with Iran, with Ishmael, the PLO, Fatah, Palestinians, and Hamas, all of them, yeah, the Arabs. So all of them appears in very interesting table, as you see here. The table you have Per Adam, Hamas, Leshet, Ashaf, the Arabs, and statistic is 1.5 to 10,000. Definitely very, very highly statistic to have all these things coming in this area. So it is 1 to 1.5 to 10,000. Very, very significant. Now let us see some more about Fatah, Hamas, all those that we saw in the first table. So we have more. Let us see now. This is what Professor Aralik found very interesting, that the struggle, the conflict that we have in Israel, really, this is a conflict with the Samael, this heavenly minister, the minister of the Amalekite. This is the main one. And here also we see the statistics 2,000, yeah, but very interesting, because it exactly tells us that this struggle in Israel that we have is really much deeper. It goes to do with heavenly forces. Yeah. Samael, this is one of the known angels, that is really the angel of the Amalekite, and he is really one that we pray that God will remove him. Last time, 3 times a day, Jews pray that God should remove from us Yaron Vanacha, this evil force of Samael and the lilies that we see just now. So, as are known to be a place that lot of terrorists come from, terror attacks come from there. And basically the Zohar says, and really, that Asa, the letter of Asa, if you write it fully, come to the letter Samael. We did all of this in a book which is called Palestinians and Palestine. Yeah, in Bible code, you can get it in Amazon, in my site, GlazersonBooks.com. So this is the whole book we wrote, and we brought very interesting ideas from Kabbalah. So one of them that Asa, if you take the letter Asa, Ayin, Zayin, A, you write it fully like Ayin, Yud, Nun, Zayin, Yud, Nun. So the inner letters are the letters of Samael, which clearly shows that Samael is connected with this place. Now this is another interesting table, shows the connection of Samael and Hamas, yeah. We have to see from place to place, because it jumped, but the idea, one can see clearly in every table. So here you can see clearly that Hamas and Samael comes together. Here you see Hamas and Samael. Yeah. So here Hamas and Samael in Persia. And Persia also. So amazing statistic, 10,000, 1 to 1,000. And Seirizim, this is a she-goat, which according to the Vilna Gaon, to the Medrash, is a symbol of Ishmael. So it's amazing, you see clearly that Samael and Hamas goes together, that Hamas really is the agent of the evil forces, Samael. the angel of Amalek. Unbelievable. Now, who gives this all the power, money, and weapons and everything? Paras, Persia, because Iran is a new word. They like very much the Aryan name from the Nazis. This way took Iran, but in the Torah, when we have, in the Bible, when we have the Gog and Magog, so the word is mentioned Paras, Persia. What you have here is also interesting. You have here also, which Professor Alec found very interesting, that the Palestinian and Samael goes together. Unbelievable, see? Really coming together. 14, 1, 5 to 10,000, which is also interesting, 1 to 4 to 1,000. So, also very interesting table. All fits very much with all what we saw in the beginning, a table. I think the table is 1 to 100,000, which is, so everything comes here. This is Hebrew. It says that the Palestinians claim that it is a third intifada. Yeah, so this is Hebrew. I put for the Hebrew who read Hebrew and understand Hebrew. But the idea is that they say the Palestinians, this is already the third intifada. Then let us see more tables, as we saw now, or the Pleshet, the Palestinian and the Samael goes together. Then we have the struggle, which is basically the struggle with the evil forces of Samael. Then we saw that Hamas and Samael goes together, yeah, because they were Amalek and Pleshet. Then this is in Hebrew, but it's very interesting. Here we have the Iran and Samael. Iran, and again, minimal of Islam, which we saw before, which is unbelievable, by the way. Yeah, because it fits very much with what we saw before. But you have also, like I said, Ein Pitaron, but here you have, in this table that we saw just now, you have similar words. You see, you have here Samael and Iran, you have Persia, and looking more, you have here Islam, and you have terror, and Iran again. Codes. It is really interesting phenomena come from the Bible code. And Lilith, very small because Lilith and Samael are the masculine and the feminine. Emoyevs are the real enemies to Israel. And you have again Persia, Paras, and Hamas. Hamas, very good meetings. Before you saw the Patach and Hamas, you have the Persia, because Persia is the root of troubles all over the world. All the terror in the world come from Persia. So you have the Paras, a snake, right? Unbelievable. You have also, once the Torah, Samael and Iran. And minimal Islam, exactly like we saw before, the Islam is the root of troubles, no solution to the problems because of Islam, and comes here again. Then you have again the Hamas and Samael, you see Hamas and Persia, and then we saw Iran and Persia. So it is, as I said, this is list of unbelievable tables, yeah, which clearly, this is by the way, part of the prayer that we pray, remove from us agony, which the rabbi said is Samael and Lilith, yeah, Asemenu Yagon Vanacha, Yagon Lilith, which is clearly evil forces that up till today, this is really the basis of pride. Samael is a pride, and last, which is Lilith, the Arabs and Edom. So, as you see here, those tables are so far from being coincidence. This is also in Hebrew telling us that Israel is in the middle of a terror wave, yeah, which we see today. Yeah. Israel himself, we don't see the end of it. Yeah, Israel is not there. So we see clearly the situation. This is very interesting Gematria, which says that Jenin is the same Gematria like the Hamas. Hamas and Patach are like Jerusalem, same Gematria, because Hamas and Patach is the evil forces against Jerusalem. Unbelievable. Now Hamas, the letter Hamas are the some are the negative letters of Samael, the masculine, and Pat is the Gematria of the evil force Lilith, which is also so amazing, telling us about all this, what we have today, the problems in Israel, the whole world, to do with these evil forces. Jenin, we know quite well, it is a source of a lot of the snakes, all the Amalekites, all troubles come from Jenin, yeah? And this is the place of the Hamas, this is Bagimata of Hamas, Jenin. Hamas and Patach are the evil forces against Jerusalem. This is what they are doing, the pilgrims they don't against Jerusalem. This is the holiness of Jerusalem, it's the impurity, Hamas and Patach. Now Hamas and Patach, the letters, unbelievable, represent what they are. See? I wrote a book, What's in a Name? It shows that names of nations, of people, not only Jews, all over, come to teach us with whom we are dealing. So when Hamas got the name Hamas, to teach us that Hamas is working with the Samael, with the left people, which are against the Torah. Samael and Small are the same, like Samael and Small. Because the leftists are against Torah and Shabbat, like you see in Israel, Meretz and so on. And Patach is the evil for Patach PLO. Yeah. This is Samael, unbelievable. So, as I said, let us try to see now the table really better because it jumped a little bit. So let us see, you see this was the table we saw that the Arabs, although in the Torah says they were wild people, yeah. And Hamas and Ashraf, PLO, all of this appears here. Working with them, very highly statistic, 1.5 to 10,000. And this was a table which found together with Professor Ralik. Then we saw a table which very highly statistic, which bring all these things together, you know. What we saw table by table, we see all of them together. No solution because of the Islam and the Arabs, and because of Iranism and the Amalekites, and the only solution is see here in black and red is Torah, which is a fire. So Torah says, yeah, Torah esh dat lamo. Only with the fire of the Torah we can finish off those fronts of the enemies of the terror. And amazing, the same line you see in blue, the word Mashiach, right? Very small skip. The best meeting of the Torah is Messiah and Torah, because only by keeping the Torah we'll have the Messiah. Then we have it also the Samael, unbelievable. So all those tables go together. Then we saw also amazing phenomenon. This is the Professor Aralik found that the Philistine and Samael works together. You can see, you see in red, in green, Samael, also highly statistic, 14.5, which is really 1.4 to 1,000, which is also highly statistic. Then we saw amazing table, which in red you can see Hamas and Samael, the evil angel of Amalek, Samael and Hamas. Next to it the word Persia in purple, Paras, because they are supporting this, yeah. And Seirizim, Shigot is a symbol of the Arabs. So amazing how this table, which is also 10 to 10,000, 1 to 1,000, where it is, but all of them work with what we saw before, that the Samael and Hamas and Patach, all these are evil forces, and all of them, they also see the Islam. Then, this is in Hebrew, but it is unbelievable, because here you have Samael and Iran. Before we saw Samael and Hamas, you can see in red Samael and Iran, and what connects them is in green. Islam, in the Torah. This brings terror, like you see on top. And again, you see Parash and Hamas. You see the letter Samech of Persia, as you can see here in red, is a sharing letter with Hamas. Clearly indicated the connection that Hamas worked with this terror, with encouragement and pushing of Paras, Persia. You have here codes, by the way, in green, because all what you see now, it is a Bible code in which God also brings a lot of messages to the world. So you mentioned that already 800 years ago, Rabbeinu Bachya have a code about the birth of the moon. Then you have in black down, you see Lilith, the female. You have the female here, very small skip of Ishmael, of lust, of the Arabs, and then you have Samael in red, which is the Edom, Europe, yeah. Then we saw also the prayer, yeah, in Hebrew, but it's a prayer in Amida, we say 3 times a day, asking, Ashiva Shotena Krishna, asking God, please restore our judges in the beginning and advisors, Ve'aseh mimeni yagon, remove from agony, yeah, like Yagon, which is Samael, Vanacha, and Sai, Lilith, ומלוך עלינו מרע אתה שלבדך, and rule over us you yourself, וחסד ורחמים, with loving kindness and mercy. Then this is really in the papers in Israel, that Israel is found in the midst of a terror wave, and the end is not seen, yeah, which is exactly the situation. Then it's so amazing Gematria, yeah, Hamas, 113, Jamila 13. Hamas will Patach on 596 against Jerusalem, because we know we had many cases which I showed you that you have positive and negative, the same number, like snake, 358, and Mashiach, Messiah, 358, because snake, America is again Messiah. So, as I said, interesting also we see that Hamas and Gaza, because Gaza known to be the source of terror attacks of evil, and you see her next to each other. Then, this is also in Hebrew, which I found also the Hamas in Samael, what you saw before in English. And then we saw also unbelievable, oh, this is really a new one, did not explain to you, but there is evil force, which is called Ram, brought in the Bible. It was the evil force, the angel of the Egyptian, really, also of lust. Comes here also with the Samael, the angel of the America, Gdia Ezim, the Shigot, which is the symbol of the Arabs and Gaza. Now here is a table that you have also very high statistic. It is 1.5 to 10,000. Then we have another interesting table which is unbelievable, because really you have here Be'aza Samael, that in Gaza you have the Samael who brought it there, Iran, in green. Now as you see, it's unbelievable, because I told you that if, according to Kabbalah, the full letters, when you write Ayin, Zayin, A, the inner letters are Samael, and exactly which come together, Be'aza, as Samael in Iran. This was found by Professor Alik. Unbelievable. And this also something interesting. This is the head of Hamas, Ismail Haniyeh, comes here. Ismail in green, Hamas definitely, and Haniyeh. 3.5 thousand. Professor Alik found it, but it is interesting. He was a Philistine and said that he's a third intifada. Now this is what he's doing in English, yeah. It says that no solution, remember, no solution, the Patach and Mashiach and fire, Samael, everything comes here clearly. Very interesting, very highly specific. It says, I think that this is unto fire and Torah fire against the evil, and Messiah will come and the Torah will be kept properly. And maybe with a Samael, who is the angel of the Amalekites, and Ishmael, you have your Samael is unbelievable. This is a detail we saw before, but it was taken from YouTube, so it was not so clear, but here it's clear. You see, Ein Pitaron, no solution, as you mentioned. You saw before, no solution. And then we have the Islam, Arabs, and Amalek. The same table like before, under the terror parallel to Iran. So, the table jumps a little bit, but you can keep it if you want to see it properly, because each table is very, very significant. and clearly indicates to us that there is no solution to the terror, because the terror came out of ideology, out of belief, and this was belief. Islam believes that they are the chosen nation, they should rule the whole world. Yeah, this is what they are doing all this terror. Yeah, this was to make atom bomb to show to the world. Yeah, we also can rule the world. We have also power. But this is the bond, and therefore, such a thing which have to do with ideology, to do with religion, with faith, can never be solved. No, what we hope will be Messiah will come, and then Vaya Hashem Lemech HaKol, then God will, the whole world will realize that there is a God, and release the Jewish people, release the Torah, and this is the only way to solve our problem. So very interesting list of tables, very significant one, each by one, and telling us there is no solution to terror. Politics will not help anything, not United Nations, not this, because the roots are much, much higher to do with these evil forces, which have to do with lust and pride, against the Torah. Many sins of abortion and homosexuality is against the Torah, Even the Gentiles also are forbidden. Those them is also forbidden. And this was the flood came, these troubles come because of not keeping the Torah. No, this was the danger of the Democrats, because Democrats allow all these things. Obama, Democratic gematria of as I said, the Satan, the same gematria, because this is against the Torah. What is against the Torah? Therefore the danger is great. So hoping that really, Donald Trump, but whoever will come, for Florida, also sends also, they believe in Torah, it means they believe in the Bible, believe in Israel. So they will not allow such forbidden things, abortion, homosexuality to exist. So interesting and very significant table for our time.